would be the first of its kind in the U.S. and would take effect in December. Under it, people who live in Texas could sue those who manufacture, transport, or provide abortion-inducing drugs to anyone in the state for up to $100,000. Women who receive the pills for their own use would not be liable. Opponents see the law as not only another way to rein in abortion, but intimidate providers outside Texas who are complying with the law in their states. Tanya J. Powers, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures are mixed before today's trading. Down for the Dow, but up for the NASDAQ. And nobody hit the big jackpot last night in the Powerball. So it grows to $1.7 billion in Saturday's drawing, the third largest lottery prize ever. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
It is now a Thursday morning. It is September 4th, 2025. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. It's News Radio for South Texas. Show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. Doesn't seem like we might be getting anything from the Gulf. Might need to look across Mexico into the Pacific, see if maybe they can throw some rain at us near future. We'll talk about that coming up in our AccuWeather conversation. I'm Sergio Sanchez. Again, it's an honor that you join us this morning. City of Donna is trying to cut money from their budget to try to meet a projected revenue shortfall. Donna leaders said that the closure of an immigration processing facility earlier this year caused a budget gap estimated to be about $2 million. City Council, Donna, proposed cutting some police benefits. As a result, maybe they could save $1 million with that. The city must adopt a new budget by October 1st. Two California companies suing Texas officials over a new law that bans the sale of lab-grown meat in Texas. Upside Foods and Wild Type have filed suit against the Texas Attorney General and a couple of health offices, also Travis County. Upside makes cultivated chicken. Wild Type makes cultivated salmon. The legislature this year passed a 2-year ban on lab-grown meat being sold in the state of Texas. Big news from the business sector. It's actually bad news for Southeast Texas, for Houston. A Houston energy giant, saying they need to cut back on personnel.
ConocoPhillips plans to cut its workforce by up to 25%. Bruce Bullock, executive director of the McGuire Energy Institute at SMU, says the industry is consolidating. Exxon bought Pioneer, Chevron bought Hess Corporation, and Conoco last year purchased Marathon Oil.
You try to find synergies and so forth, and that generally means they reduce people, they reduce staff, they reduce overhead and so forth to cut costs.
He says savings are often overestimated during the merger and acquisition process, and then layoffs follow. And he adds mediocre oil prices mean producers are having to dial back their expectations. Barbara Schwartz, News Talk 710 KURV.
Illegal aliens are going to be housed at Louisiana's Angola prison. Actually, the campus, not necessarily inside the prison, mixing up the populations. The section at the Angola property will be dubbed Camp 47, named after President Trump. The feds say that the detainees expected to be housed there are described as worst of the worst when it comes to criminal illegal aliens. The governor next door, Louisiana, wants National Guardsmen to be sent to New Orleans to crack down on crime.
President Trump is open to the idea, telling reporters in the Oval Office it would take 2 weeks and would be easier than D.C.
So we're making a determination now. Do we go to Chicago, or do we go to a place like New Orleans, where we have a great governor, Jeff Landry, who wants us to come in?
New Orleans City Council President J.P. Morrell called the idea ridiculous, while the council's vice president said it was nothing more than scare tactics. I'm Mark Mayfield.
And as you heard on Fox News, no one won the Powerball jackpot. So it's over $1.7 billion. Britannia says, at this point, lottery fatigue starts kicking in.
No one's hit the Powerball jackpot since May 31st, and we are now entering the land of lottery fatigue. It's when players become less excited and less likely to buy tickets due to frequent jackpot rollovers. Lottery officials say your odds of hitting the Powerball jackpot are 1 in 292 million, and jackpot size and tickets sold don't change the odds. But psychologists say you'll probably buy more tickets. I'm Bree Tennis.
Time is 7:09. It's Acting with a Time, and we want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch. Certified dealer for Purina liquid feed is Martin Farm and Ranch. You got any questions about feed or livestock? Ask the expert. Ask the pro. That'd be my friend Dougie. Say hi to him from us. Meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us, and we're looking across Mexico, looking to the Pacific. Maybe we get some rain in Texas in a few days. What do you say?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Nothing in the Gulf for us with the National Hurricane Center, but still tracking the possibility that what will be left of Lorena at that point will make its way up into parts of our area and bring us some pretty decent rain as we head through later Saturday and Sunday and into Monday, too.
You think perhaps West Texas and areas north of us get more rain, or you think the blanket would be wide enough where the net would be wide enough it maybe throw some stuff over here?
It looks like we could actually get some pretty decent rain out of this as we head through, especially Sunday and into Monday as this thing makes its way in and up into the region. So could be a pretty decent blanket of rain with, an inch, 2 or more in some spots.
We'll take it.
Certainly the possibility for some flash flooding out there by Monday.
Sure. So definitely affecting Texas travel then. Pretty much everybody might get a sip.
Yeah, we're going to have to watch. It all depends on which way this thing curls and how much it retains as it makes its way over some of the mountains and stuff. So
what you got for Texas travel today, tomorrow? What's going on?
Just hot and sunny, really.
Yeah. Record heat, or is it just, standard?
No, and some of the humidity has come out of the air for us. So, it's not going to feel as hot as it could if it were more humid. So it's still going to be hot. Don't get me wrong. But, it's just not going to be quite as oppressive with the thickness that the kind of humidity brings into it.
Yeah. Did you notice on the national days for today, they had newspaper carrier day? It's like you might want to tell the people taking care of this national calendar, you might want to remove like irrelevant jobs now, like things that don't exist. Like, is anybody actually carrying newspapers that have a paper route anymore? I don't think that even exists. It hasn't existed for quite some time.
I had a paper route for a while.
Yeah, well, that's when we were kids.
Yeah, that's heck long ago.
Newspaper is not dead. Well, paper might be almost dead for the most part, but it's all online now. Everything's on the internet, or local paper. Everybody's on the internet. Macadamia nut day. Yeah, one of my favorites for today. Real fatty though. Have you checked the fat content on that one?
No, but I got some in Hawaii that were, like shaken right off the tree, more or less. It seems like
they have a tour. The folks who bring that to market, they have a big tour. They also have a tour of their pineapple acreage. In Hawaii.
I went to the Dole factory while I was out there.
Yeah.
I'm not a pineapple guy, but I forget what I got there. I think I got an orange whip or something.
at a pineapple.
Yeah, the pineapple
factory.
The pineapple.
It was a pineapple whip. All right, pal. Call you next hour. That's a AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. And right now, temperatures low 80s. Highs today, nice and toasty. Should be up to 105. Instagram is finally launching a much requested iPad app. The iPad app is formatted for larger iPad screens. Back to Texas, politicians up in Austin, they might be stuck at the state capitol a bit longer because there might be a third special session.
A second special session of the state legislature appears to be wrapping up with several big items still on the table. That's leading to questions about whether Governor Abbott will call a third. UT San Antonio professor John Taylor says the governor loves to control the agenda.
Instead of a regular session where he's going to deal with the rabble in both the House and the Senate, he basically sets the rules.
If there is a third, Abbott will likely put a priority on property tax reform. A bill that would have put limits on how much cities and counties could raise rates fell apart in the House.
The time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Up next, I'm going to share a conversation I had with the leader, the chief, over at Driscoll Children's Hospital for the RGV, which, by the way, there are FM radio stations next door. They're holding a radiothon to benefit their piggy bank to help pay some of the bills for our RGV kids who need to be hospitalized. Matt Waltoff, the president, the CEO over at the RGV Driscoll Children's Hospital. Pediatric residency program is around the corner. More pediatric ER beds as well. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
It's another season of Texas A&M Fighting Aggies football. Catch the action right here on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Farmy app all season long.
It is a touchdown, Aggies!
Coach Mike Elko leads the charge through the SEC. From pre-game breakdowns, all the action in between, and post-game wrap-ups. Fighting Aggies football, powered by DHR Health Orthopedic Institute, Amigo Power Equipment, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and News Talk 710 KURV.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 and Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Texas A&M Fighting Aggies host the Utah State Aggies this Saturday. Kickoff at 11:45 on News Talk 710 KURV.
Astros, Yankees. Let's see here. 6:10 broadcast on News Talk 710 KURV. Astros baseball is made possible this season by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and the Mission Economic Development Office. Economic update. This time it's our Children's Hospital, Driscoll Children's Hospital, for the RGV. Matt Waltoff in the studio, joining us on the morning program. And let's start with 8 floors, fully staffed. Hiring, you're done, right? Or is there more on the way?
Well, Sergio, first of all, thank you for having me on.
You bet.
And we're never done. I mean, that's that we're going to continue to grow and expand our services to meet the needs of our growing community. So we're never done. But we're fully staffed today.
Which is, by the way, what is that number? What's full?
So we're running just over 800 what we call FTEs, so full-time equivalents. So just over 800 staff in the hospital. That doesn't include our clinics that are spread across the valley. So Brownsville and Harlingen and McAllen. We have a small clinic in Rio Grande City as well.
So if you have 800 at the tower, from doctors to folks that are helping out the cafeteria, whatever you have there.
Absolutely.
Right?
Everybody.
So how many more do we have in the Driscoll system at the various clinics that you mentioned?
That's a good question. I think, across the system, I think those clinics, that's a good question because we have some of our folks from Corpus help staff those clinics. And
I see. They come in and out.
It's kind of kind of flow in and out. I think across the system, I think we're at somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 employees. That includes our health plan.
Man, you're one of the largest employers then in the RGV.
So that'd be across South Texas. So including Corpus Christi, right? But
I see.
So right. Corpus. So we function as a health system, and that includes our health plan. So. I think total. I think we're between 3,000 and 4,000 employees.
There you go. Medicine pays pretty
but
well.
We're growing, like I said, and we're going to continue to grow here in the Valley, and that's been our story this year. We've celebrated our 1-year anniversary back in May. It's been a blessed year. We've been very, very successful and had a tremendous amount of community support. We've seen tens of thousands of children that. Many of whom would have had to travel for that care in the past. So we celebrated back in May that our 5,000th surgery in our OR. So we
already?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah,
in RGV Driscoll.
That's right.
5,000
surgeries, and so
wow.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And so it's been a busy year, but it's been a very, very successful year. We're going to continue to grow. So, I was mentioned to you earlier that we had one shell floor that in the 8-story tower that we are now starting the construction on. We're going to build out an additional 15 ICU beds, so pediatric ICU beds. And we'll be hiring to fill that staff as well.
Is that a result of the ebb and flow of traffic and business where you realize, we really could use more than a dozen more beds at ER? Is that what happens? Like,
That's exactly
we're
right.
falling a little short here.
So that's exactly right. So we had some projections in terms of what we thought the volume would be in the first year. We exceeded those projections, and particularly in the ICU, where we currently have an 8-bed pediatric ICU. They're just 2 nights ago, we were completely full. We had all 8
What
beds.
happened? What is it?
Like you said, it's an ebb and flow. I mean, we have a lot of patients that come in through our emergency department. We have trauma, and then we have some pretty sick kids that end up in the ICU.
I got to ask you, because is it like upper respiratory stuff? Because they keep telling there's something going around, and then of course back to school. And all the poopy hands touching each other, all these kids get sick.
That's
so
right.
Is that what it is? Like back to school?
I will tell you, you're absolutely right. So our emergency department volumes prior to going back to school were, on average in summers typically are a slower time, but we're probably in the 50s to 60s on a daily basis. Once school started, we're up over 90s. And so it's a dramatic.
Wow.
Increase in emergency department volume. And a lot of it is viral. A lot of it is that kind of what you described, just the kids being back in school and
it's seasonal.
That's right. That's right.
Matt Waltoff is president of Driscoll Children's Hospital in the RGV. You mentioned some of that construction. Is there any other construction outside of the ER beds that you want to place?
So we're yes, and we're currently doing some construction in our clinics to either upgrade some of our clinics or reconfigure them to make room for some of the new specialists that we're recruiting. And so we're really excited, and that's one of the things that really I think makes us unique and different and differentiates us from anybody else. Is our ability to recruit pediatric subspecialists to the Valley. Mm-hmm. The hospital now is serving as an anchor to really recruit those super specialized pediatric physicians because those kind of doctors want to practice in a designated children's hospital where all we do is take care of kids. And so, just as an example, over the summer. We recruited a pediatric geneticist to the Valley. That's we've never had a geneticist, in the Rio Grande Valley for kids. We've added depth to our surgical team. So we have another pediatric surgeon. We've added depth to our endocrinology team. We have a pediatric nephrologist. We're adding a lot of depth to our ear, nose, and throat team. So we're going to have dedicated pediatric ear, nose, and throat doctors taking care of kids here in the Valley. So those are some examples, but we're going to continue to fill in the gaps, add depth to that roster, and make sure that kids have access to that specialty care right here at home.
Matt Waltoff is president of the Rio Grande Valley Driscoll Children's Hospital. Are there some subspecialties or some disciplines that you really, really want right now that still need to be filled?
Yes. I mean, we're still working on some, and we're going to continue. Like I said, as we grow, we're going to continue to grow that roster. The one specialty that is really difficult to recruit for is pediatric radiology. And that's one that took me by surprise. That that one is a difficult subspecialty to recruit for. I heard a statistic that, I think the country produces 40 pediatric radiologists a year, just 40 across the country. And so some of those, again, some of these subspecialties within the pediatric field are very difficult to recruit for.
That's interesting.
But we've had some real success stories. I think one other success story that I'd mention is, in our emergency department, we have 4 full-time pediatric emergency medicine doctors. So, they are actually board certified and fellowship trained in pediatric emergency medicine, which is pretty unique. And so, that's the level of specialization that we have in our vision to provide. And the other thing, Sergio, that I'd point out is that when you talked about things under construction or the things that we're working on, I think one of the most impactful initiatives that we're working on that we're very, very excited about is a pediatric residency program. So our goal is to start our pediatric residency program and have our first resident here in July of 26. And we're very, very much well on the way to do that. And so we'd start with a class of 8 pediatric residents. Now, what that really means is that we will be training the Valley's future pediatricians, and our goal is to retain, not only recruit medical students to this residency program, but retain them in the Rio Grande Valley and make sure that they stay here and practice here. So we incentivize them to do that. My vision would be that a kid, if he wanted to, he or she could grow up here, go to undergrad here, go to medical school here, and come get their pediatric residency at Driscoll here in Edinburgh, and immediately start serving children in the Rio Grande Valley and never have to leave home if that's what they wanted to do.
Some amazing times and opportunities for our children here in South Texas. Now, you mentioned go to medical here and then residency here. It's not exclusive, though, to UTRGV or medical school. It's open, but UTRGV participating like all other medical schools and potentially sending you some residency candidates.
That's exactly right. So yeah, UTRGV is our local medical school, and we currently have UTRGV medical students who do pediatric rotations through both our hospitals in Corpus Christi and Edinburgh. But the way that residency recruitment works, it's a matching process where we recruit across the country, and we look for medical students, not children. Look for medical students that are first of all, passionate about taking care of kids and want to be pediatricians. And then second, have either a connection to the Valley or want to be in the Valley long term. And that's really our goal. Again, it's, hey, we want to train that next generation of local pediatricians, and then, encourage them if they want to go off to fellowship and become specialized and become radiologists or surgeons or other subspecialists, then we encourage that as well. We incentivize that. So that'll be, again, I think of all the things that we're working on, that's one of the most impactful for the long term, is creating that access to care for kids here in the Valley.
By when? You said 8, right? 8 positions or 6?
So we're going to start with 8 residents.
Okay.
And that will be, it'll be a class of 8 each year. And it's a 3-year program. So you have a total of 24 over the first 3 years.
Is there funding that you seek in order to provide for?
Absolutely. Okay. So it's a combination of, and right now, as a matter of fact, your sister stations are doing a radiothon for the Children's Miracle Network, and those dollars, directly contribute to our mission and what we're doing. But the funding for our residency program is a combination of actual dollars that are federally funded for graduate medical education, for residency programs.
Where does that come from, by the way? I'm just curious. So what? It's department, agency, branch, who provides a residency? Because by providing the funding, hence you set the number of potential doctors that are in the pipe for the future. And as someone said for the long time, that needs to be expanded dramatically.
So that's part of it. Okay. Yes. And so there's it's federal funding, and there's what's called CHGME, Children's GME, graduate medical education dollars. So we do get some of that. That doesn't it really doesn't cover the cost of our program. So part of the other initiative we have is donor. Part of it is going to be donor funded. We've had some really generous gifts from some big donors here locally to support that program, and so that's another piece of it. And part of it is our foundation will support it as well, right? So our Driscoll will support some of that financially as well. It is absolutely worth the investment. It is about the future of pediatric healthcare in the Rio Grande Valley. So So it's either multi sources of funding for that program.
In 1 minute, if you can give me a quick response, because you're on the front lines of looking at this. You look, for the longest time in South Texas, because we did not have urgent care clinics and not enough family doctors and everything. We were so underserved. We're still underserved to some degree, but not like it was 30 years ago when I started in this gig. Are families still going to the emergency room when actually they should have gone to like an urgent care late night clinic with the kids? Is that still happening?
That absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. And that is, it's something that we are all working on as a system, as a healthcare delivery system. A lot of our pediatricians, and I say, when I say I mean our community pediatricians, not necessarily Driscoll pediatricians, but community pediatricians are doing more after hours care to try to prevent their families from having to go to the emergency department. We do have an urgent care in McAllen on Ridge Road that we also provide that service. But absolutely, there is still overutilization of the emergency departments, and that's both in the pediatric and adult world.
Yes, sir.
So and that
it's part of our culture, and we need to continue communicating to the entire population. Hopefully, we can change that. Thanks for stopping by, man.
Sergio, I really appreciate you having me on. Always
call anytime. President of our Driscoll Children's Hospital of the RGV, Matt Waltoff, and our sister FM stations. Pretty much all of them, they're participating in a radiothon today. The ones I can send you to on the English format, that'd be Ultra 90.1 FM. Look for them online or on our app. Also, Super Tejano. We got Mr. Mando San Roman helping out this morning as well. Let's see if we can put some money in the piggy bank for Driscoll. This is your station for Astros Baseball. Check of sports up next.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
From the Transplant Institute at DHR Health, Dr. Hector Salcedo Crespo.
We started a kidney transplant program back in 2017. Hopefully this year will be the year that we start providing liver transplant care to our patients. Living donor transplantation is better than cadaveric donor transplantation. An organ from a living donor usually lasts longer, almost twice as long as a kidney from someone who has passed away. And also that helps the patient because usually there is like a 5-year waiting time for a cadaveric organ, and having a living donor organ or kidney helps the patient bypass that waiting time, and they do much better. We do a thorough evaluation of the recipient and the donor to make sure they are compatible. Most of the kidney transplants that we do here and in the United States are from cadaveric donors. Like 1 out of 5 will be a living donor. We're trying to promote living donor kidney transplantation because, again, a living donor kidney does much better. It's one of the safest surgeries out there. The recovery time for the donor is about 2 days in the hospital and a couple of weeks where they have some discomfort, but then after that, they're almost back to normal. They need to avoid some heavy lifting and strenuous activities for 3 months, but some patients go back to desk work like after a few days. Kidneys will last about 9 years. Living donor kidneys last about 15 years or more. High blood sugar and high blood pressure, those are the two most common causes of kidney failure. Well, we're the only center in the valley that provides this care. We do have special preservation solutions, machines, so the kidney can work properly when the kidney is outside the body. We have an advanced OR staff and equipment so we can perform this delicate surgery.
From the DHR Health Transplant Institute, Dr. Hector Salcedo Crespo, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. It's the Sleep Number biggest sale of the year. All beds on sale up to 50% off the limited edition smart bed. Plus free premium delivery with any smart bed and adjustable base. Ends Labor Day. All Sleep Number smart beds offer temperature solutions for your best sleep. Check it out at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com today.
I spent years living in fear of calcium oxalate crystal stones, always afraid of when the next one would hit. Now I just take Kidney Cop.
Battling calcium oxalate stones? It's time to try Kidney Cop, a doctor-recommended kidney supplement that has been shown in laboratory tests to reduce the growth rate of calcium oxalate crystals by 99%. Get Kidney Cop today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Sponsored by Calcium Oxalate Labs, Inc.
The New York Yankees are in town visiting your Houston Astros later tonight. First pitch at 6:40. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Dallas Cowboys will be kicking off the NFL season tonight on the road against the Philadelphia Eagles. In the two most recent meetings, the Eagles dominated both, winning by 34-6 and 41-7. But Dallas under Dak Prescott has an advantage with a 9-4 record against Philly with number 4 under center. Kickoff is set for 7:20 on this year's first Thursday Night Football. The Houston Astros came from behind to win 8-7 in thrilling fashion over the New York Yankees last night. New York got the scoring started in the second with a solo homer from Giancarlo Stanton. Houston would go on to tie the game in the bottom seventh with this hit from Yordan Alvarez.
Hits it the other way. That's a base hit. His fourth knock. They're going to send Melton. Here's the throw in. He's saved. We're tied. Yordan goes to second base on the errant throw. Alvarez 4 for 4. And the Astros come back to tie it.
The Yankees would get a clutch 3-run homer from Cody Bellinger in the top of the ninth, but the comeback fell just 1 run short, 8-7. The series concludes with a rubber match, and first pitch is set for 6:40 from Dyken Park. The Texas Rangers dropped the series against the Arizona Diamondbacks as they fell yesterday by a score of 2-0. The offense for Texas just never got going and managed to go 0 for 14 over the past 2 losses with runners in scoring position. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Jet Nelson.
AccuWeather says very hot today. Should be up to at least 105 in the Western Valley. That means triple digits for everybody else. And as Freddie and I have learned through the years, if AccuWeather tells you a specific temperature, add about 3-4 degrees to it. That's what you expect later in the day. Right now, temperatures in the low 80s across South Texas. Border Bridge wait times, and let's update these numbers. So if you're driving back to Brownsville or driving back to the McAllen area, first up, Brownsville, 1 hour at B&M, 45 minutes at Veterans and at Gateway. And driving back to McAllen, Hidalgo Bridge, it's busy, 45 minutes, 1 hour at the Far Bridge, only 20 at Hansel Lewis. Business news and a check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mí. Download that free app. And speaking of money, you get a quality commercial roofing system at the start. Let's say you've already drafted some plans for a new commercial site. You get the top quality commercial roof that you and your tenants and your company deserve. It's going to last you. It's going to last you a long, long time. I hesitate to say if it fails your business, because if you allow the folks at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to provide you the commercial roofing system, durable, long-lasting, waterproof commercial roofing system, and then the follow-up, with proper maintenance, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing can help you develop, install that commercial roofing system that's going to last years and years, and with the proper maintenance, make sure that it continues to protect you and the property beneath that roof. 125 years of experience. If you're about to erect a new structure out there, you need the services of Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. And as a business owner with multiple sites, you make a phone call to the cell number or text the cell number I'm going to give you here in just a minute, just a few seconds. You call them for that free appointment. Check out all those commercial sites. Make sure you get there. Get to Narnia. Get to waterproof. It's in the name. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, 956-655-6178.
Got a meeting? A party? A hungry crowd? Yeah, you could go with the usual. The same old tired trays everyone expects and boring veggies. Or you could do something better. Something that makes your taste buds water as soon as you hear the name. The Blue Onion. At the Blue Onion in McAllen and Weslaco, we're redefining catering. We're bringing bold, handcrafted flavors straight to your next office event or party with fresh, crisp salads made with the healthiest, best ingredients. Warm, savory wraps packed with flavor. Dip samplers with flatbread for everyone, and our signature pizzas and po' boys. Yep, they'll be talking about these delicious get-togethers long after lunch is over. And here's the best part. For every 6 orders in your catering box, you get a free Blue Onion pizza. So, whether it's a team meeting or special event, let the Blue Onion create a custom menu that fits your budget and taste. Visit myblueonion.com today to see all our catering options. The Blue Onion in McAllen and Weslaco. Redefining catering.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC, McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Lawmakers on Capitol Hill have less than 4 weeks to reach a deal to avoid a government shutdown at the end of September. Lawmakers will likely consider a stopgap measure to keep funding going for federal agencies, but even that could face hurdles. A federal judge has ruled the Trump administration improperly cut off $2.2 billion in research funding from Harvard University and must restore the funds, concluding the Trump administration's actions violated Harvard's constitutional rights. The Trump administration vowed to appeal the court ruling. Figma surpassed revenue estimates for the second quarter in its first earnings report as a public company. The company also issued guidance for the third quarter and full year that beat expectations. Futures are mixed amid a slew of inflation data that is due out today and tomorrow. To Wednesday, the Dow Industrials lost 24, the Nasdaq up 218, the S&P 500 up 32. That's your money now.
AccuWeather says hot, hot, hot. Should be up to 105 today in the Western Valley. My goodness. And right now, temperatures low 80s across South Texas. Thank you much for waking up with News Talk 710 KURV. Listen on your smartphone. All you have to do is go find the free app. It's called Radio Para Mi. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on the Valley's Morning News. Happy Thursday. Start your day right. Go visit family. Man, when I started working here, like 30 years, this year is 30 years for me. I started working here 30 years. Major Health Foods, Lily Majors and Major Health Foods. We were working with them way back then. And see, and way before that, Lily Majors and Joe Lynn and all the family at Major Health Foods, they've been doing this now for 42 years, connecting you with the good stuff to keep you healthy. You start the day right with juices that are pressed, juices that are prepared, ready to go. You just walk in there and get like a half dozen, get all of them for that matter. Go get them at the fridge. The King of Green. Man, look at all the antioxidant blessing from kale, all the nutrients in kale pressed out with spinach and celery, cucumber, parsley. Get a little sweet stuff, some goodness in there with apple, ginger, pear, and lemon. The Immunity Torch juice waiting for you at Major Health Foods. Pineapple and orange and carrot and ginger and lemon. And let me tell you, I discovered last week when I went to visit with Jolene over at Major Health Foods, the Atomic Wellness Shot. And I will credit that because when I showed up to see Jolene, I was starting to feel, because, you know, back to school time, my 13-year-old goes to school, starts spreading all the love, all the pathogen love. And I was starting to feel it on Friday. Jolene gave me this Atomic Wellness Shot. And I credit it for me being at work right now, not being in bed for a week. The shot has turmeric, garlic, ginger, lemon, honey, apple cider vinegar, chia, and cayenne pepper. Man, that sucker will burn anything that's down your throat and in your nostrils. They've got the good stuff to keep you healthy. Major Health Foods at 10th Street and Jackson Avenue, McAllen.
It's another season of Texas A&M Fighting Aggies football. Catch the action right here on News Talk 710 KURV and on the Radio Farming app all season long.
It is a touchdown, Aggies!
Coach Mike Elko leads the charge through the SEC. From pre-game breakdowns, all the action in between, and post-game wrap-ups. Fighting Aggies football. Powered by DHR Health Orthopedic Institute, Amigo Power Equipment, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, and News Talk 710 KURV.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drtsprimary.com.
Hi there. My name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile-long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions, huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison. I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
News, traffic, weather, sports.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Thursday edition of the Valley's Morning News. It is September 4th, 2025. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Top news radio talk radio producer in all of Texas is my buddy Fred Cruz. We got Jason Caterina from AccuWeather bringing the heat again. Chihuahuas is going to be up to 105 today. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. First Lady Melania Trump hosts a meeting at the White House with the AI task force. She put together her goal, helping the next generation use artificial intelligence.
More than 100 private sector leaders who the White House says have pledged to support AI education or the presidential AI challenge, which was announced last month. The White House has framed the AI challenge as a natural extension of Mrs. Trump's commitment to education in the digital age, aligning with her Be Best initiative.
Fox is checking Heinrich of the White House. Fireworks later this morning when HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. answers questions from the Senate Finance Committee. Maha's senior advisor Kelly Means earlier on Fox and Friends.
Secretary Kennedy's been preparing all week. I have never seen him more fired up. I'm very excited about this hearing.
Oregon Democratic Senator Ron Wyden warns Kennedy is setting up the nation for a healthcare calamity. America's listening to Fox News.
For San Juan Alamo School District leadership, they were breaking ground, a ceremony to celebrating their $6 million project to renovate their PSJA Oso Dome, built back in 1962. The U.S. government has seized hundreds of barrels of chemicals from China to Mexico. They likely would have been used to create meth.
It's a first-of-its-kind warrant after the Trump administration designated major drug cartels as foreign terrorist organizations. U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro made the announcement in Houston, where she said they took over 1,300 barrels into custody.
It will take 24 18-wheelers to take these precursors to a storage facility.
She says the chemicals were shipped from China to the Sinaloa cartel in Mexico before the U.S. intercepted them. She says they would have been used to make over $500 million worth of methamphetamine.
Eric Bushman with that report. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. We're also live at Radio Para Mí. It is a free app. Download it and listen to us on your smartphone.
At Rivetta's Machinery in Donna, they're bringing the best deals on Coyote equipment to your job site, your farm, or your backyard. Right now, take advantage of 0% interest or up to $6,000 cash back on Coyote track loaders and skid steers. These are machines built for maximum performance no matter the task. But don't stop there. They're also offering fantastic savings on Coyote tractors, zero-turn mowers, and utility vehicles. And whether you're hauling something, mowing, tackling other big jobs, Coyote has the equipment to help you get it done. If you're looking for great deals and great service from a team that treats you like family, look no further than Rivetta's Machinery and Coyote. Start your next project right. Visit Rivetta's Machinery in Donna or browse their deals when it suits you at mynewtractor.com. That's their website, mynewtractor.com. Rivetta's for the long haul. See dealer for full details.
Attention IT technicians, a great opportunity awaits you at Radio United in McAllen, Texas. We are looking for a full-time information technology technician. Are you 21 or older? Do you speak both Spanish and English? Are you authorized to work in the USA? This job is for you. You must be available to work weekends and nights. A good driving record and computer knowledge are required. Send your resume today to
Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app.